Hello world! September's here, it's almost over, and that means it is time for my favorites and fails. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I've got for you my September favorites and fails, which means it's also time for the cats to fight and play in boxes and make all kinds of noise while I make this video. That's okay, we love them anyway. I've got a pretty short list this month. September rings in the start of the new school year, and I teach at James Madison University, so it's my back to work time, and everything gets crazy for 5 or 6 weeks or so. So I've been pretty busy in September, so my list of favorites and fails is pretty short, but I have rediscovered a couple of things in my collection and picked up a couple of new things as well. So let's get into it. The first is an item that I had received in one of my subscription boxes, and it is from Dr. Brandt. It is the Pore Dermabrasion, I think I'm saying that right. It is a cleanser, a pore perfecting exfoliator, and it is described as being able to help refine the appearance of pores, deep clean pores, and help smooth the appearance of skin texture. So I've started using this. I'm almost out of this sample. I've been using it for about 3 weeks now, every other day, because it is one of those sort of tiny micro grit sort of exfoliator things, and my skin gets a little angry when I do too much of the physical exfoliation, but I'm really liking this. So the claims about this stuff minimizing the size of pores, the visible pores on my nose are almost gone. Like, I can barely see them. Now, it's not having as dramatic an effect on the pores that are on my cheeks here, but again, I've only been using it for about 3 weeks every other day now, so I think I am going to purchase the full size of this. I'm very happy with the results. It smells nice. It's a relaxing sort of process to go through the exfoliation. It's not a very chunky, heavy, thick grit. It's a very, very microfine kind of a exfoliating grit. So I'm liking it. It's going to be added to my collection. Next up, a drugstore purchase. I picked this up at CVS. This is new mascara. This is L'Oreal's. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Feline Noir. And I got the waterproof version. And this, I believe, is now my new favorite waterproof mascara. So here is the wand. It is a sort of pokey, sort of a wand, but it's got lots and lots and lots of little pokies, so it still manages to get lots and lots of lashes. I'm not a big fan of the mascaras that like clump your lashes into like a small handful of large clumps to give you volume. I'd really rather continue to maintain the look of having a lot of lashes. And, you know, it has to be a little clumpy. That's the whole idea behind volume. It sort of clumps at the roots and separates as you go out. But this does that very well. And I find that it does enough lengthening to suit my taste. I do like a little bit of both. And it doesn't flake. It doesn't run. It's definitely waterproof. I've used this in like massively sweating, like sweat dripping off of my face situations, and didn't budge. So I think this is my new favorite waterproof mascara. Next up came from the dollar store. It is a dupe of a thing that I can't remember the name of, but it's the Clean Sweep makeup brush pad. And what this is, if I can get it open. There we go. It's just this sort of fibrous, spongy pad. And the idea is that when you are using your eyeshadow brushes or any powder-based brush, you can swirl your brush in here to change colors without having to wash your brush. Because, you know, if you use brush cleaner spray or you fully wash your brush, you get the brush wet, then it changes how the powder shadows are going to apply. So if you clean it dry, then you can just immediately go into the next color and keep working. It works pretty well. It works well enough, you know, I wouldn't say it cleans your brush so that your brush actually looks clean, but it cleans your brush enough that there's really no visible powder residue from the previous color, and when you go to use your next color, you don't see the previous color at all. It's not on your brush anymore, at least not in enough quantity to show up on your eyes. So I like this. It's giving me the ability to reuse some of my favorite brushes within a look, brushes that I don't have dupes for yet. And I like it. It's working out well. This was from Dollar Tree. My last favorite is a rediscovery. Back when I had first gotten my Sephora VIB Rouge cats. When I first earned VIB Rouge earlier this year in the springtime, I had gone to Sephora and taken advantage of the free makeover that they do, and they had used this Lancome Miracle Cushion foundation. Now this is in shade 110 Ivory C, and I'd never tried a cushion foundation before. It comes with a little, cushiony pad thing. And then you open it up and all of the foundation is in this little sponge. And it's a dewy sort of finish foundation. And I was, at the time, angry that I could only wear dewy foundations because my skin was so dry and I really don't like the dewy finish. I prefer a more satin to matte finish in my foundations. So I had bought it, and then it sat on my vanity for months. And I'm not even sure what prompted me to pick it up. I think it was really because I'm sort of in between shades right now. I'm not quite as pale as my winter shade, even though I lost all of the tan that I had, but my freckles are still out, and that does make me look darker than I actually am. So my winter shades are too light for me, my summer shades are too dark for me, and this being the lightest shade that they carry is still a pretty dark ivory. So I figured, well, I'll try it again. Maybe it'll be a good match. I'm wearing it right now. I've been wearing it for 2 weeks straight every day. I've kind of fallen in love with it. The dewy finish is not obnoxious. Like if I compare it to something like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which I think is a super, super luminous dewy finish that kind of bothers me. It's nowhere near as dewy as that, and it's really easy to tone down with a little bit of powder. Now, today, if you're looking at this finish, I have a little bit of bronzer on, but I only set my under eye and the bridge of my nose where my sunglasses go. I really didn't powder my whole face, and it's not really super dewy. It's just dewy enough where your skin looks hydrated, but not dewy such that you look like a shining star from the heavens. So I am really enjoying this Lancome Miracle Cushion foundation. I'm sad that I let it sit on my vanity for so long because it's not only a nice finish, it wears really well, it does not settle into fine lines. One thing that I really like is the application process. So I'm using a damp beauty blender to apply it, and I like that I'm not smearing a bunch of foundation all over my face and ending up with heavy spots that I have to blend out, because I just dab my beauty blender straight into the cushion and go straight to my face. So nothing's like sitting out in the air, drying into a patch before I blend it. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Last up, I've got one fail, and I am really bummed about this fail because it was pretty expensive. So this came as a kit from Ulta, and it's from Algenist. So it's a kit of skincare products, and there's the Algenist Genius Ultimate Anti-Aging Melting Cleanser, and the Algenist Genius Ultimate Anti-Aging Eye Cream, and the Algenist Genius Ultimate Anti-Aging Cream. Now, the claims, biotechnology from San Francisco, and it's a brand that when I read all of the studies that it claims and all of the things it claims to do, I really, really thought it seemed promising. Now, I also have an Algenist clay mask that I love. I really, really enjoy. So it's not that I don't like things from this brand, and I kind of bought this set after I had bought that mask thinking, I love the mask, I'll love this stuff too. And this set was like $90. It was not cheap. It was a package, and so I'm sure retail, if you bought it all separately, it would be way more expensive, but it's not a cheap purchase. And I don't know if mine has just been like sitting on the shelf for too long, but the texture I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's just really strange. So I can tell it's sort of a whipped gel, but I wonder if, can you see how like I can press it and it's like a cushion? It's not a cream and it's not a whipped, it's like, it's solid. It's like eggs. It's like eggs. The eye cream has that same problem. It's really solid, and let me see if I can get a small enough finger. Do you see how I can press it down? It's just weird. I don't know if it dried out. I've been using it, so in the case of the eye cream, I've been scraping it out with my fingernail and then rubbing it between my fingers to get it into like a lotion again and then putting it around my eyes, but that process, it feels gross. It doesn't feel normal. It's not a pleasant texture to be putting on your face, either of these. Now the cleanser, I actually do kind of like. So you squeeze the cleanser out and it starts out as sort of a gel, and you massage it into your face and it turns into an oil, and it really does a good job at melting like mascara and things like that. I like the cleanser. I don't know if I got duds, if the texture of these is just been sitting on the shelf for too long before I bought it. I don't know, but it's bad. Dislike. There you have it, September's favorites and fails. If you would like to see more favorites and fails, or just enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up below and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me to geek out over makeup for a little bit. Have yourselves an awesome day, week, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and take care of each other. Bye-bye.